This cheating scandal rocked the world, because no one, literally no one, expected that at the center of it all would be a couple who once the country cheered and hooted for when they first announced their marriage. We are talking about the most famous couple of the 20th century, Princess Diana and Prince Charles. Hello folks, today on Behind the Date we will dive deep into Princess Diana's life, the controversies that surrounded her and her eventual demise that shocked everyone. Princess Diana was born on July 1st, 1961 in Sandringham, England. She was the youngest daughter of Edward John Spencer, Viscount Althorp, and Frances Burke Roche. She grew up on the Spencer family estate, Park House, in Norfolk, England. Diana's mother left the family when Diana was 6 years old, and she and her brother were raised by their father and their paternal grandmother, Lady Fermoy. Diana attended a private girls' school, Riddlesworth Hall, and later attended a boarding school, West Heath Girls' School. Diana was very interested in music and studied piano and ballet as a young girl. Diana met Prince Charles in 1977, and the two soon started dating. And after a few years of dating, the couple finally announced their engagement in 1981.
Charles Philip Arthur George Windsor, heir to the British throne, Prince of Wales, Earl of Chester, Duke of Cornwall, and Great Steward of Scotland, has finally chosen his bride. She is Lady Diana Spencer, and their engagement is the news Britain has been waiting for.
Princess Diana's royal marriage to Prince Charles was one of the most talked about events of the 20th century. The wedding was an extravagant affair, with thousands of guests in attendance and millions of viewers watching around the globe. But while the union was marked by joy, it was also plagued by difficulties that ultimately led to its demise. And it didn't have a happy ending. The marriage of Prince Charles and Princess Diana officially ended in 1996, when their divorce was finalized. The divorce proceedings were highly public, and the details of the couple's marriage were laid out in full view of the public. The divorce settlement was expensive, with Diana receiving a lump sum settlement of £17 million and an annual income of £400,000. But why? What went so wrong that once a strong relationship crumbled into oblivion? The marriage of Princess Diana and Prince Charles has been a source of controversy for decades. The marriage was highly publicized, and the couple's relationship was widely scrutinized. Although the marriage initially appeared to be strong and even idyllic, it soon became strained. The couple's incompatibility became increasingly apparent, and they often experienced conflict in both public and private. The couple's divorce was finalized in 1996. And since then, the public has continued to debate the reasons for the breakdown of their marriage. The most commonly cited cause of the marriage's failure is the couple's incompatibility. Prince Charles was 12 years older than Diana, and the two had different backgrounds and interests. In addition to incompatibility, Prince Charles' alleged affair with Camilla Parker Bowles is widely believed to have contributed to the breakdown of the marriage. Diana also once famously declared in a television interview that there were 3 people in this marriage.
Well, there were 3 of us in this marriage, so it was a bit crowded.
On the other hand, in 1992, allegations also surfaced that Princess Diana had been having an affair with her riding instructor, James Hewitt. This led to a major scandal and shook the public's faith in the monarchy. A few months later, the royal family confirmed the affair, and the princess and Prince Charles formally separated. The scandal caused an uproar in the British media and the public, with many speculating that it was the main cause of the eventual divorce of the couple in 1996. It was also responsible for introducing a new era of tabloid journalism in the UK, as the media began to focus on the private lives of public figures more than ever before. The scandal also caused a rift between the princess and some members of the royal family. Her relationship with Prince Charles was also never quite the same, and she began to receive more negative press coverage. And, for a mind like Diane's, this was not a great sign. You see, no matter what you heard about her in tabloids, Princess Diana was still the most beloved princess of the United Kingdom, admired for her grace, beauty, and charisma. Yet, for all her public appearances and influence, Princess Diana also struggled with her mental health throughout her life. Princess Diana was born into the Spencer family, a noble English family of considerable wealth and influence. From early on in her life, Diana was subject to high expectations and pressure to behave in a certain way. In her teenage years, Diana began to struggle with her mental health, developing bulimia, an eating disorder characterized by periods of overeating followed by purging. This disorder lasted for several years and was not widely known to the public until after her death. In addition to her struggles with eating disorders, Diana also suffered from clinical depression and anxiety. She often experienced periods of deep sadness and hopelessness, and her anxiety made it difficult for her to socialize and cope with the pressures of her public life. Despite her mental health struggles, Diana continued to perform her duties as a princess and public figure. She stood strong and never let her private life interfere with the public, and maybe because of all this, she was loved. No one from the 20th century can deny that Princess Diana was one of the most beloved and iconic figures of Britain. She was an international celebrity, a humanitarian, and a symbol of strength and compassion for millions of people around the world. From the moment she entered the public spotlight, she captivated hearts and minds with her grace, beauty, and kindness. But what truly endeared Diana to the public was her unwavering commitment to charitable causes. She was a prominent supporter of many charitable causes, including the International Campaign to Ban Landmines, the Red Cross, and the National AIDS Trust. She also worked to raise awareness for many other issues, including homelessness, AIDS, and cancer. Her work was driven by her strong sense of compassion and her desire to make the world a better place, and hence, despite the divorce, despite her mental health issues, despite all the controversies she faced, many believed in her. Many looked up to her. And so, when on August 31st, 1997, people from around the world woke up to the news that Princess Diana lived no more, the whole world stood still. On August 31, 1997, the world was stunned to learn of the death of Princess Diana, who was just 30 years old at the time of her death. The cause of Diana's death was a car crash in Paris, France. She was riding in a Mercedes-Benz with her then-boyfriend, Dodi Fayed, when the driver, Henry Paul, lost control of the vehicle and crashed into a pillar inside the Pont de l'Alma tunnel. The crash happened at 12:25 a.m. local time. Diana, Dodi, and the driver were killed during the accident, while a bodyguard, Trevor Rees-Jones, was the sole survivor. The investigation into the crash revealed that the driver, Henry Paul, was under the influence of alcohol at the time of the crash. He had a blood alcohol level that was 3 times the legal limit. It was also discovered that the car was being chased by paparazzi at the time of the crash, and this was a major factor in the accident. The funeral of Princess Diana was held at Westminster Abbey on September 6, 1997. The service was attended by thousands of guests, including the royal family, world leaders, and celebrities, and the service was broadcast to millions of people around the world. The death of Princess Diana made a significant impact on the world. She was a beloved figure, and her death caused an outpouring of grief and emotion around the world. Her legacy of compassion and kindness continues to live on, inspiring people to be more generous and open-hearted. Also, if you are interested in knowing more Princess Diana's death, especially the controversies that surrounds it, then check out our previous video on it on our YouTube channel Behind the Date.